Hi and welcome back to Real Reviews, where today I'm taking a look at the Sandman Season 2, Volume 2. That's right, Netflix had the foresight to split this final season into two halves, so let's dive into this Neil Gaiman magnum opus and find out what all the fuss is about as we draw a discreet veil over Dream's final journey.
Is returning to hell.
Lord Morpheus comes to us in a futile attempt to free one he loves from our...
So let's be honest, Season 2, Part 1 wasn't exactly a laugh riot. It was fragmented, it wasn't particularly cohesive as a story. There were lots of like itty-bitty bits and reintroductions, and ultimately it felt quite dour and quite morose. Now, with Part 2, what you get is more upbeat, you get slightly more humanity. Dream is on an evolutionary journey. Yes, he may be basically being pursued by the kindly ones who are essentially Macbeth of witches, covenness, of nastiness, but there are other people in the mix now. You've got Loki in the mix, you've got Puck in the mix. Puck is played by Jackie Gleeson, who played Prince Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Great to see him back on screen. And you've also got Freddie Fox as Loki, who does an exceedingly good job. On top of that, you've got the return of Joanna Constantine, played by Jenna Coleman, and you have Kirby Howell-Baptiste as Death, and you've also got a number of other people, including Mason Alexander Park as Desire. So you've got a plethora of people in there, as well as Adrian Lester as Destiny. So is it any better? My feeling is from the outset that this actually feels more upbeat. There is more story. There's more. It feels more cohesive. It's not a complete. It's not the complete opposite of Part 1, but it's certainly more engaging. There's more for audiences to get involved in, and ultimately, it's much more understandable for layman's going into this show than the first part could ever possibly have been. But what else is there about Part 2 that we can talk about? Let's dig a little bit deeper, shall we? See, much to anybody's surprise, the one thing that you walk away with from Part 2 of Season 2 is a sense of optimism. There is a sense of humanity, of humility now, which exists, which runs through the second part. And the fact that the Corinthian, who was recreated at the end of Part 1, comes back, and it's, you know, they do sort of like a Terminator 2 thing with the Corinthian. It's kind of cool. And you know, Jenna Coleman is awesome as Joanna Constantine. I think she should get her own spin-off. Let's put that out there now. And I know that Kirby Howell-Baptiste is getting her own bonus episode off the back of this show anyway, because Death has been such a fan favourite throughout the run of the seasons. But is Part 2 any better? Yes, ultimately I think the answer is a definitive affirmative. And I think audiences need to check out. I really think this show needs to be given a chance and be given room to breathe. So on that note, I'm going to dive into my rating. Let's do that.
She was right. It is wrong for us to get involved with them. You know that.
If I have committed a wrong, I must make it right.
So I'm going to be giving the Sandman Season 2 Part 2 a 4 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. Now, I'm aware that critics have been all over this, and this has been right through the ringer because of the various allegations, etc, etc. But what people need to try and do at least is separate the art from the artist, because if the Sandman is nothing else, it is an extremely impressive piece of creative writing, and the adaptation, just as American Gods Season 1 through 3, it deserves a very good audience, a big audience, and it deserves to be acknowledged as such. So on that note, I'm going to dive into my trailer. Let's do that.
Prepare yourself.
And so it is, you've reached the end of another video review, this time for the Sandman Season 2 Part 2, which is streaming on Netflix as we speak. Stars Tom Sturridge, Stephen Fry, Adrian Lester, Kirby Howell-Baptiste. The list is endless. But on that note, if you've liked the video, then give me a thumbs up. If you would like to drop a comment in the comment box below, then feel free, I will respond. Or finally, just subscribe so that every Tuesday and every Saturday when I drop another one of these videos literally into your lap, you'll get a little notification you can pop in and watch or listen to as much or as little as you'd like, and then go about your day. In the meantime, check out the rest of the channel. Maybe pop over to the Patreon page. Take care. Cheers now.